If you're always tired, no matter how many hours you sleep, or if you barely have time to sleep, then this one is for you. Most sleep tips are fluff. Drink herbal tea, don't scroll at night, or take these 10 supplements. But if you're a runner training hard, then these just don't cut it, at least in my experience. I'm a 2:46 marathoner training towards the 2028 Olympics for Norway. If you're new to my story, there was a time where I was constantly exhausted. I was burned out, overtrained, under-recovered, and honestly, I thought that was what it took to be successful. So today I'm giving you the real stuff. My experience. No BS, just what actually helped me sleep better, recover harder, and train smarter. And also, if you're serious about training smarter, then check out these videos. The truth about the 2-hour long run, how to race at a high heart rate while training at a low heart rate, and how to run a faster marathon. And I'll link them all below. They'll take your training and recovery to the next level, trust me. But first, let's fix your sleep. Part 1, the harsh truth about sleep and training. If your sleep sucks, don't start with supplements. Start with your to-do list. This isn't what brands talk about because it won't make them money. But it's the truth, and I'm guessing you're probably an overachiever. You set high goals, maybe you're a parent, a full-time worker in school, or juggling all three. And sleep? Well, it's a thing you do if there's time left over. Here's the truth though, that mindset will burn you out. You don't get a trophy for being the busiest. Ask yourself, what can I say no to so I can say yes to better sleep? Now let's talk training. When I was doing too much intensity and not recovering enough, I'd sometimes wake up in the middle of the night restless, uncomfortable, or with that twitchy leg feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that before, but it wasn't always dramatic. And other signs that I was doing too much was that I was waking up sore after an easy run, I was feeling unmotivated even after a rest day, and light, broken sleep. And that feeling like you've never fully dropped into rest mode, those are all signs that your workouts might be too long, too intense, or just not balanced with enough recovery. And I definitely struggled with that. You might be blaming your shoes, but honestly, it's probably your intensity. That's why I train by heart rate now. It helps me recover, sleep better, and actually increase my training volume without burning out. And I have a full video coming next week on how heart rate training actually works. So make sure you're subscribed. Part 2, my night routine. Before I walk you through my night routine, this isn't about perfection. Some nights, honestly, I skip things. Some nights I work late, but most nights, this is a rhythm I try to follow. Because when I do, I feel and perform so much better. So, at 8 p.m., that's lights off. No overhead lights. I use warm lighting like salt lamps. And my boyfriend and I actually call this for Earth Hour because it's dark and grounding. And it tells our brains that it's time to shut down. At around 8 to 8:30 p.m., that's usually snack time for me. And yeah, I know, I do eat before bed. You've probably heard not to, but if you're a runner, that advice might not apply. Going to bed hungry spikes cortisol and disrupts sleep. So your body needs fuel to recover. And I keep it pretty simple, satisfying, and sleep-friendly. My go-tos are Greek yogurt with chocolate protein powder and an apple, or banana with almond butter, or a small bowl of oats with nut butter. And the reason why I choose Greek yogurt is because it's high in casein protein, which digests slowly overnight, and that helps with muscle repair and keeps me full without feeling heavy. And yes, chocolate protein powder, because you guys probably all know this by now, I am obsessed with chocolate, and I honor my cravings while keeping it nutritious and filling. At 9 p.m., that's typically when I'm in bed, and I don't actually use an alarm. I've designed my life to wake up naturally. And funny enough, I used to be a night owl. I caught that second wind at 9 p.m., stayed up late, but I felt groggy in the morning. And now I say that can wait. And I wake up around 5:30 to 6 a.m., which lets me train early, do my deep work before noon, and save meetings and emails for the afternoon. And this honestly has changed everything for me. Part 3. Why I invested in sleep tech. So I didn't think I needed sleep tech, but 8 Sleep, Oh my god, it's been a game changer, seriously. It keeps my side cool and I run hot, and it lowers core temperature, which leads to deeper sleep and better recovery. And it also tracks HRV, resting heart rate, so you don't even need to wear your garment. I'm a data nerd and I like comparing numbers. And it has a gradual wake up feature. I don't use it because I wake up naturally, but if you use an alarm, this is a very gentle way to start your day. 8 Sleep is like having a recovery coach in your bed. It supports your performance without adding another thing to your plate. So a big thanks to 8 Sleep for sponsoring this video. And if you use my link and my code Caroline, you get $350 off the Pod 4 Ultra. You get $200 off the Pod 4, which is the one I have and I'm sitting on right now. And offers may change during the holidays, so grab it while it's live. Part 4. Tips that actually work. Here's what actually made a difference for me. 1. Consistent bedtime and wake up, even on weekends. If I sleep well during the week, I don't need to catch up on the weekends. I also don't have any caffeine after 11 a.m. I usually take a warm shower before bed because they really help lower my core temperature and signal wind down. I also do white noise. I just use a fan. I find that that works. And I usually am pretty good at having no hard workouts after 6 p.m. I also will use a sleep mask and earplugs. And they have been a total game changer for me as well. It blocks out noise, light, and helps me stay asleep. I also drink water earlier in the day because if not, I wake up at night to pee like 3 times. I feel like I'm like my grandparents. Hydrate smart so your sleep isn't interrupted. Also, carbs at night help. Keep in mind that this advice isn't for the everyday person. This is for runners looking to perform and recover optimally. So don't fear carbs. It's about what and how much. Part 5, what to track and what to ignore. Let's talk tracking. So there's so much data. Sleep scores, recovery scores, readiness scores, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed. So my advice is to not obsess over the Garmin sleep score. It's honestly just a number trying to represent something very complex. And yeah, I get it. I also care about these numbers more than I probably should. But what I've learned is to focus on how I feel and perform. That's really, in all honesty, what matters the most. So what I do track is HRV. Higher is usually better, and it shows that your nervous system is recovered. And it drops during intense training or poor sleep. But remember to compare to your own data, not to others. I also do track resting heart rate, so it should stay low and steady. And if it spikes, that's typically a red flag. It could be a sign that you're getting sick or overtraining. I also do track time in bed. So more time in bed equals a more opportunity for deep, high quality sleep. I also like to track wake ups. So waking up a lot might be stress, hydration, or overtraining, and these are all metrics that matter. They help me course correct and adjust training or life when I need. But again, what I trust the most is how I feel, not the data. So if you're someone who can get in your head with the data, then I highly recommend not tracking these things at all. I will usually ask my athletes who I coach. So if you didn't know, I'm a running coach, and I'll typically ask them for trends with HRV and resting heart rate, just to understand that, okay, they're actually absorbing the training well. So to conclude, sleep isn't optional for runners. We're not normal. We ask a lot of our bodies, so recovery isn't just like a nice to have, it's essential. And I hope that these tips give you ideas or even just a nudge to protect your sleep a little bit more. And if you want the brutal truth about what it's like to run a marathon, then watch this video next. Subscribe if you're serious about running smarter, not just harder. My training plans are linked below, and again, use code Caroline for $350 off the Pod 4 Ultra or $200 off the Pod 4 from 8 Sleep. Sleep well and run strong. See you in the next one.